Assalamualaikum and hello. Welcome to this video learning session. In this video learning session, I will discuss and introduce to you the research project. The research project mostly will be taken by the final year student, especially for those in the logistics and international shipping program. The research project or final year project is one of the challenges that they have to take. The final year project or research project is a course whereby the student have to conduct a research for certain problem. My name is Muhammad Azamdin. I am one of the lecturers at the Universiti Tunku Abdul Rahman Kampar campus. And this video I have prepared as an approach or an introduction for you, the logistic and international shipping student, to obtain some basic knowledge or exposure for you to prepare in conducting your own final year project research. Okay, let's begin our video learning session. In this video learning session, we shall cover the content as listed below. Number 1, what is research project or final year project? Number 2, what is research? Number 3, what is the area of research for logistic and international shipping? Number 4, the approach for research. And number 5, the conclusion. Now, let's start our video learning class. To begin with, I start with the question on what is a research project or final year project. I believe this is one of the questions being asked by most of the logistics students at Universiti Tunku Abdul Rahman, especially the final year student. The research project can be seen as an activities that involve with identifying problems faced by the logistic industries, the maritime industries, the transportation industry, as well as the supply chain industries. The final year project or research project is an interesting activities whereby the student begin to identify a problem and conduct a research to find solution of the problem. In conducting such research, we are basically conducting an investigation about a problem. Through our investigation journey, we begin to find information about the source of the problem. Therefore, we are able to provide solution to the problem that we have identified. In conducting a research project, the investigators or the researcher is not complete without them presenting their findings to the audience. At the end, students have to present their findings to the audience. Presenting our finding is an approach whereby we are sharing our knowledge with any interest parties. Such sharing knowledge approach will help to assist those interested parties to solve the problem which is similar to what we are investigating. Basically, when a student taking this course, research project, it is an exposure as well as training, which the student will be exposed to conduct investigation or research independently. Involving in this course, students will also be able to suggest best solution to solve the problem that they have investigated. Throughout the process, students will be exposed with an academic presentation, especially on their finding from the investigation that they have conducted. Such presentation shall be conducted in a professional manner. Through presenting their finding to the audience, it helps to develop student confidence in public speaking as well as presenting their works. Let us start with the basic. What is research? This is the basic questions that need to be answered. So, what is research? To answer this question, I would like to share the concept from Kumar, Talib and Ramaya in year 2013. From their book, they suggested that research is an intellectual application of investigation that is used for discovering, interpreting, and developing a method for advancements of human knowledge. In the context of business research, it could be seen as the business research is a scientific and organized effort to investigate a scientific problem which is encountered in the work setting that required a solution. Now, let us look at the research area that you as a student could embark in this research project journey. As a student studying for the Logistics and International Shipping at Universiti Tunku Abdul Rahman Kampar campus, the area for final year project or research project should be focusing into these areas, either logistics, maritime, transportation, or supply chain. The diagram which you see right now at the screen summarize the main area or the core area of our research. This core area of research should be the focus or the focal point of your research problem. Therefore, the problem that you're going to be investigated should either be in the logistics, maritime, transportation, or supply chain industry. You as a student need to choose one of these core area for you to focus on your research or investigation. You also could niche out your research to other areas in management such as finance, human resources management, operation, technology, economics, strategy, policies, communication, and others that would seem relevant, adding up towards the core areas, which is logistic, maritime, transportation, and supply chain. The core areas should be added or should be combined with other niche of these areas to create or to look for a problem in a different manners, or I would like to say you are looking at the problem at a specific context. Therefore, you as a student will be independently able to observe the situation based on the core areas as well as the supporting areas. This will create an investigation or research which could develop a new ideas which benefit the logistics, the maritime, the transportation, as well as the supply chain industry. After we have understand on the concept of area of research, now let us look at the approach to conduct the research or conduct the investigation in the FYP course. There are 4 approaches to conduct research for the research project course. This approach consists of number 1, quantitative approach, number 2, qualitative approach, number 3, simulation approach, number 4, consultancy approach. Now, we shall look in brief each approach and what does it means. The quantitative approach. According to Kumar, Talib and Ramaya year 2013, they suggested that quantitative research focus on analysis of numerical data collected through the use of large-scale survey research. Mostly, a questionnaire approach is being utilized for quantitative approach. Next is the qualitative approach. The concept of qualitative approach, as Kumar, Talib and Ramaya stated, it is a qualitative research. A qualitative research is used to explore and explain people's beliefs, experiences, attitudes, behavior and interaction through the methods such as interviews or focus group interaction. The third one is the simulation approach. The simulation approach refers to the construction of an artificial environment within relevant information and data to be generated. Such approach permit observation of a system or behavior under a controlled condition. The term simulation in the context of logistic approach is referring to operation of a numerical model that represents structures of dynamic process. And fourthly, the consultancy approach, whereby the consultancy approach or consulting method can be a strategy for transferring knowledge between researcher and corporation decision makers. In the consultancy approach, the consulting approach could be another tool for interacting knowledge transfer. Consultancy project is one of the approach to conduct such research, as well as sharing knowledge between the researchers and the business corporation. Now, we come to the end of our video learning session. From this brief video learning session, we have learned that research project or final year project is a journey of investigation activities. It is a journey of investigation activities on a certain problem that arises in the areas of logistics, maritime, transportation, as well as supply chain. The final year project shall expose research method or investigation skills among the logistics student in order for them to evaluate a problem, identify it, evaluate the problems and recommended solution to the problem. Such journey in the research project is not complete without a presentation of finding to the audience by the student. It is an attempt to provide undergraduate student, like yourself, an opportunity for public speaking. The research approach can be seen as an intellectual investigation which being identified for discovering of new knowledge. When we say intellectual investigation, it is best for us to refer towards systematic approach of supporting with specializing method of analysis. The approach to conduct research in logistics, maritime, transportation and supply chain, with many approaches that could be applied. In this video, I have suggested 4 approaches for research project. The most common approach to conduct research are the qualitative and the quantitative approach. However, there's another approach which I believe for the students to explore, but this is much more on the higher end. The concept of simulation and consultancy approach could be applied in condition that the student have basic knowledge in research. The approach on simulation and consultancy are quite time consuming, that researchers have to give their commitment towards the work of research. Well, we come to the end of this video. I hope that you have some ideas about the research project in the context of logistics, maritime, transportation and supply chain. I am looking forward to see you in the journey on your research project. My name is Muhammad Azam Din. Thank you and goodbye. Stay safe and good speed.